Everything about this game says it should be a straight up banger, but we'll get into that. My name's Coyote, and this is the $5 Game Review. This week we're reviewing Bunker. It's kind of got a little horror theme to go along with the month of October. We have another horror theme game we'll be reviewing next week. You'll want to subscribe to the channel so you can see when it comes out, but let's go ahead and get into it. Bunker's description says you have to visit an abandoned bunker and find mysterious artifacts in a limited time. Your flashlight charge will not last long, and staying in such a place in complete darkness will mean certain death. It really does set the vibe. As soon as you enter the game, you can kind of see that you've only got such a small optical view. Everything is dark, and there's danger looking around the corner. The vibe of this, perfect. I love it. This is what I want in a horror game. When it comes to controls, you can see that the game is actually pretty simplistic. You pretty much use ASD to move and E to pick anything up. You can jump, but it's really not noticeable. It's like a little half-step thing. All you're doing essentially is running around, opening some of the drawers and different rooms, trying to find keys to the puzzles around you. And this is where the game immediately falls off. It's pretty much mainly linear. Now, you can find the artifacts in any different order, but you'll start finding some of the clues are locked behind other clues. So you'll get this wheel, and then you'll move in and open the door, and then you'll find a door handle, which will open another door, which will find a key that opens this, and it's it. You're pretty much locked into going this way. My recommendation to kind of fix this would be to make the maps kind of randomly generated, that every time you go in, it's going to be a different puzzle. So that way you feel like you're trying to do something different. I ended up playing this game twice, and I'll explain why coming up in a bit. But let's get back to the review. I do want to give a shout out to all the different drawers and things that you can open. It's really nice because sometimes you go into these games and you can't open everything. It looks like you could, or maybe you can open the top part of something but not the bottom. No, the developers did actually a phenomenal job of making sure that if it looks like it can be open, for the most part, it can be open. Now, they could have probably done with some less drawers in certain areas, especially if they're going to just be empty. Maybe put something in there, like a little bit of a jump scare. You open up and like a bat or something flies out would be really entertaining. But outside of that, you're going to go into one of these rooms that has this massive amount of boxes, and you got to try and open one. And if you don't know where the artifact is already in that room, you're going to be there for a bit. The one thing that almost saved this game for me was this upcoming jump scare. I literally almost pooped myself because that thing had my heart racing when I turned around and it was just there. But it's this only one instance of this, and there's nothing more to it than that. I followed this thing until it could not go anywhere else, and it just disappeared out of the map. I think if the developer would have put more of this in this game, it really would have helped out and made it worth its price tag. Unfortunately, the one thing that makes this game just a no-go, it's just not worth the price tag, is the fact that once you find everything, that's the end of the game. You go to one of the doors, you don't go to another area, your light doesn't recharge. That's it. You only have the one level. And when I restarted it, that's when I found out that, oh, it's going to be the same game and it's the same thing. So kind of lame at the end. Like, that was the payoff too. You found all the artifacts and you realized they should not be entered into bad hands. You decided to hide them so that nobody would ever face this evil again. But what evil? There really isn't a whole lot about that. And that's just where it ends up being rather lackluster. I feel like there's a lot of potential in this game, and if the developer actually does more updates other than graphical updates, maybe add a story into it, maybe add more levels or different parts of the bunker, I think there's so much potential in this game, but right now it falls lackluster. The game's $2.99 on Steam. If you want to try it out for yourself and see how lame it can be, no, there's a link to it down in the comments below. Leave a comment if you've played it or what you think, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As always, my name is Coyote. Have a good one.